So I got a response to one of my videos about uh, not bringing my wife here to live in America because she might become corrupt by Western women. And in response to that, I have to say that I am at a place where fear doesn't affect me when it comes to women. Um, After seeing and experiencing my how women value me in other countries, in foreign countries outside of the United States, I am not really moved or afraid of losing my wife. Um, I didn't find my wife in a strip club. I didn't find my wife in a red light district. She's not a party girl. She wasn't any of those things. She comes from a fairly well-to-do family. Um, she grew up in the church and she was raised to be a wife. I mean, she have her family. Where she lives, they have a maid that takes care, the cooking and cleaning and things like that. So she's not like destitute or scraping the bottom of the barrel per se. And I didn't look for women, the good time girls, because when you marry or mess with women who are the good time girls, just like the ones in the West, yeah, you're not really marrying a wife. So I am totally unfazed or unafraid of bringing my wife here to the United States. Even if for some slim reasons, slim to almost none reason, she might be using me to get a green card and to then leave and go about her business, or the possibility of her being corrupted by American women here, where she would, think she could do better and go ahead and leave me to try a hand to do better. I'm not afraid of that because I know what I know. I've experienced what I've experienced. So I have nothing to be afraid of. Um, if you're going out there and you're messing with like the girls that's kind of like all over the place, they're in the clubs, they're in the nightlife and stuff anywhere in the world, you'll encounter those women. You're more likely to find a woman that's looking for a come up, you know. Um, so you got to be still judicious in your selection when you go overseas. Yes, those women in the streets that's run, of Bangkok or wherever, um, most likely treat you better than a Western woman. But by no means are they considered the like, the high quality women of the country. So they're more seasoned and more experienced, worldly experience, not necessarily in travel, but worldly experience, um, dealing with men and relationships. So it's easy for them to look for a come up. So the people that's afraid of bringing wives over here, think about a woman, where you met this woman, what she's about, and if she's not like the nightlife type of girl, um, yeah, I don't see a reason in not bringing her to the United States if you cannot move to her country and comfortably live like you've been living here, um, or be able to sustain a lifestyle similar to what you have here. Um, and if for some reason things go south, you make sure you have your insurances in place, like your prenup, your postnup. Um, you take care of your finances and whatnot and prepare yourself to live a retired life, possibly in one of these foreign countries. And if she leaves, then you just jump on a plane and fly somewhere else. Reactivate your passport brother's credentials and go overseas. And this time you'll be able to go with a purpose to possibly stay there. So like, subscribe, share the video if you think this has been helpful. Um, you don't need to live in fear. You're in the top 1% of income earners in the entire world. Just like how the women here want the top 20% of men in this country, the women in the rest of the world want you. and they will always want you. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, the women in the rest of the world will always want you, especially if they're living in an economy that doesn't rival that of the United States. So you really have nothing to fear, um, as far as not having a wife or having a relationship. It's ridiculously easy, and once you take that first trip, you will see what I'm talking about, and a lot of that fear should go away. If you're still living in fear, then you really got to reevaluate yourself. Probably tap back into the mgtow mindset, and you know try and develop a little bit more in the 8 healths that I've talked about in the past. And you can look at some of my videos to find those. Um, but you should have no fear. There is no anxiety. There's nothing. Ever since seeing and experiencing the fact that I am in the top 1% of income earners firsthand, and experiencing and seeing women desiring me wherever I traveled, is significant. It is an impact on you, and fortunately for me, I'm older, so my ego isn't like on my sleeve where I'm like barrel chested and and stomping my chest and doing all that crazy stuff while I'm out there just pissing on everything. Um, so for me, just knowing that I have um, that desirability factor, there's no reason to be afraid. Anyhow, like, subscribe, share the video so other men know that they have options. Um, if you're starting out, try and work remotely. Get a job where you're allowed to work remotely mainly. And that way you have a lot more freedom than I have, where you could live anywhere you want and still make the same income like you do here in the United States. Anyhow, y'all have a good day.